A rare form of cancer has threatened Lynne McTaggart since she was diagnosed December 2009. But she's still on the run and inviting you to join her. Welcome, Lynne. It's a real privilege to have you here. I'm surprised you drove yourself here.
I'm as independent as I can be. Enjoy being as active and independent as I'm able.
You have quite a story. I want to say that you are an athlete from the get-go, and I'm sure that makes what you're dealing with doubly shocking.
Shocking would be a good word. Yeah, absolutely. December 2009, when I was first diagnosed, shock would be an initial response that both my husband and I and then my family had. I think you always feel that if you're in good shape and you're eating the right foods and you have a positive outlook on life, and I had a strong faith that seemed to be the components that would be necessary for a long life. I had a grandfather who lived till 96. Surely that would be me. But then you get a diagnosis that says you have a 7.5 centimeter tumor already in your liver, and you think, whoa.
Chest pains, that was spring '09.
Right, spring '09, I said to Bill, my husband, you know, hon, every time I work out, I just can't get my time better, which was frustrating to me. Of course, he's laughing, thinking, would that I could run 20 minutes in 19. And I'm saying, I'm feeling some chest pain about an hour after I run. It's kind of odd.
And this, in fact, is a very rare biliary cancer.
Extremely
biliary
rare.
for bile duct or
got it.
gallbladder. That's,
Yeah.
I had to Google this. I'd
Yeah.
never heard of this.
Yeah.
In fact, your family doctor had never heard of it. You're a nurse and you'd never heard of it.
I'd never heard of it. We had to do the same thing, go to Google and look it up, and find very little information because it's a very rare disease.
ICC.
Intrahepatic cholangiocarcinoma.
Boy, what was that earthquake for you, your family?
I went to the doctor that day alone. My husband had offered to come with me, and I'm, you know, stellarly independent. I don't need anybody. Immediately I needed someone, called him, he came over, and we started the journey together. And it changes your life instantly. We sort of said, well, when will we tell the kids? The kids were in university, they were starting into exams, we don't want to tell them. A family doctor said, no, it's pretty imminent, you need to talk to the kids. So we decided we'd do what we always did, which was go down to the Christmas parade in Niagara-on-the-Lake. You know, here we are a family of late teens, early 20s, and we still go to a Christmas parade, but that's okay, that's our family.
Let's put a picture to that. We have a fabulous family picture here.
Okay, so that's our family. We go to a Christmas parade. And so we went to the Christmas parade having planned that Bill and I would tell the kids when we got back. And we met with the family right away after the parade in the house, and immediately I just sort of got right to the goods. This is what's up. And, you know, there's shock. There's every response that you would expect, from tears to just disbelief. Mom, you sure? This can't be right.
You would be, what, 51?
I was, at that time, 50. Turning 51 in the February. Yeah, 50 years old, turning 51. And there was everything that there is today. There's every emotion. There's anger. There's the sense of, it can't be real. Have they missed something? And, you know, for the first 2 weeks, I would honestly say from December 9th, when I first found out, for 2 weeks, I really wrestled with God. Just quietly. I'm not a talker to anybody. And I just kept saying, really, God? Like, are you sure you don't need me? Like, my kids need me. My husband needs me. I have some really solid friends, and I love my work in Reach Forth. Are you sure? And who's going to look after my kids? And it was like, not an earthquake that happened in my brain, but one day I was working out at the Y, which is sort of my solace. And I was on one of my treadmill machines, and it was like quietly God just said to me, really, Lynn? Like, who do you think you are, that you're the only one who can look after your family? And I kind of got this like, oh, would this be that I'm a little proud? I'm not proud. I'm kind of a humble person. And it was just like God said, I can take care of you, and I will take care of your family. You don't need to know how. You just need to know that you have my promise that I will. And so I just said to God, okay, you take care of my family. I'm just going to use every day to serve you, whatever that means.
Have you reached for the miracle?
I have, absolutely. We had church elders come and pray and lay hands and pray for healing. And I still pray for a complete and total healing. To date, it doesn't appear that God's desire is to heal me physically. And I say that with the comfort of knowing that He could. I really believe He can still do that. But also recognize that He has performed many little miracles over the last 2 years that are just amazing to me. And so God just brings it together and says, I have a purpose far greater than you, Lynne. And even this morning when I got up, I just said, you know, God, I don't know what you want to do, but whatever you want to do it.
Well, Lynne, God is using you in an even broader sense. He gave you a vision as the journey began.
He did.
And it seems to be an expanding vision. Tell us about it.
Well, we'd always thought in Reach for Sports, where I work as a part-time sports director, that we'd like to do a road race. But it's a lot of work to put together a road race. We're a not-for-profit organization, small, mostly volunteers. And so as I was diagnosed, Steve, the director, and my husband thought, aha, this is the moment for Lynne's run. And we talked a lot about legacy. What is it that we leave? And again, one moment I thought, we all leave a legacy. Whether it's good or bad, every day I leave a mark. So we sort of start to put those ideas together of a legacy run and a walk, because I wanted everybody to be able to be involved. I love kids, so we thought, let's do a 1K fun run. I love the whole concept that everybody could be involved, whether you're a single mom with some kids or a single dad with some kids or a mom and dad. We wanted everybody to be able to say, hey, I can participate. So out of that developed a Lynne's Legacy Run.
It makes it personal.
Yeah, and I think, again, that was where God just, I always say I needed 2 or 3 days to kind of do my personal wrestling with God, where He says, Lynne, it's not about you, it's about me. And then I'd be like, okay, if that's the case, go for it. So we had the first Lynne's Legacy Run, May 22nd, 2011.
How many people participated in the
We
first
had
one?
over 300 people.
Very good.
Which was really neat to
You have a
see.
much bigger goal for the second
We do.
annual.
We do. For the second annual, which will be on May 21st, 2012, we'd like to see in excess of 1,000 people. And we'd love to raise over $100,000, partnered this year with the Juravinsky Cancer Center in Hamilton, really specifically for biliary cancers, to raise money for both research and equipment. So this is an opportunity for us to contribute, perhaps in a small but meaningful way.
Could bring meaningful change.
Yeah, meaningful change.
Let's put up a page, because this is a family affair.
It is.
Remember, you can walk, and the children's walk is just 1K.
1 kilometer. Yeah.
So this is a delightful day out. Monday, May 21st, you were given 3 to 6 months.
That's right. At a visit with my medical oncologist, Dr. Phillips, who's, again, an amazing physician, she said there's no more treatment that would benefit you at this point. And so you have that hard discussion. So I didn't go home and start marking my calendar. I went home and I said, okay, all the more reason I just got to make sure every day is like, whatever, God, you want me to do, I want to make the most of it. And sometimes when I can't sleep at night, it's because I think I'm wasting time. I want to get up and do this and send an email to this person and encourage that person. And, you know, maybe just play a game and have some fun with the kids, because we're just really real people. You know, we sit around the table and play Dutch Blitz and lots of fun games together. And that's meaningful as a family, too, because you can't spend every day thinking about the end, but spending each day building into each other's lives in a way that they'll want to continue on, even when I'm no longer here, that they'll have caught that vision. And as I see my husband out trying to get sponsors for the run, he's got the vision. As much as he looks at his wife and says, I don't know, he still has passion. And I want those kids, my friends, to share that passion long beyond my days on earth. And as much as there'll be grief, I want there to be excitement in knowing that life here is short. Whether you have 50 or 90 years, it's still short. And too soon we'll all face our Creator. And I want my friends to know that it's whether they have a relationship with Jesus Christ that really, really matters. Everything else, it's kind of immaterial. Whether I'm in great shape, you know, I said I'm the living example of it's what's on the inside that counts. I have so many people say, oh, you still look good, you're running, you're active. And I say, yeah, but if you looked at my CAT scan and you realize the disease, the tumors in my liver, the tumors in my lung, the tumors in my mediastinum, And so we can fake other people out by what's on the outside. We can put makeup on and look good, and yet on the inside we can be filled with sin and just despair. And I just encourage people that if you're feeling that today, you know what? God has a hope for you beyond the grave to give you something to live for tomorrow. And I just know in my work, both as a nurse previously and in Reach Forth, there's a lot of pain in the world. Mental pain, physical pain. And I suffer somewhat, but nothing compared to other people. Okay, I press on to take hold of that for which Christ took hold of me, forgetting what is behind and straining toward what is ahead. I press on toward the goal to win the prize for which God has called me heavenward in Christ Jesus. Philippians 3:12-14.